Hi, I'm Bruce from North Star Games, and we are here to do a playthrough of Vegas Wits and Wagers. Joining me, to my left, to your right, is Natasha.
Hi.
And to my right, to your left, Thea.
Hello.
And Big Rick.
I like that.
It feels good. It feels like a solid,
Why you gotta be stealing my moves?
1960s send-off.
I just loved it.
Yeah, it felt real Captain America, I think, you know. American, that's a new word.
American.
American.
So this particular game is an expansion to any of the gambling versions of Wits and Wagers. So if you've seen our video about, and I love this, it makes me feel like I'm doing real TV, Wits and Wagers Deluxe Edition, this is the version you're gonna be able to get at your local game store, your friendly local game store, that you can play with this. All of the pieces that we're gonna be using in this game are a combination of Vegas Wits and Wagers, which comes in this tube, because the mat on the table is so big. This is a real mat that you're going to be able to buy. This is the thing that we are selling. That is important because when a lot of people see this in live demos, they think it's like a demo item that we just brought to a show to impress people. And that's not untrue, but you can also buy it. It is 3 feet by 2 feet, or as I like to describe it, big enough to swaddle a medium-sized dog.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
I
a
thought you were
solid.
gonna say toddler.
No, no. If you watch our Deluxe Wits and Wagers video, you'll learn I don't know how to size toddlers properly. I have no idea how big or small they are.
Or second graders.
Or second graders. But puppers, I know puppers pretty good. Puppers and kitty cats are things I understand pretty well. So yeah, it's a pretty big mat, and that's why it's rolled up and comes in this tube. What you're also going to get is you're going to get a set of rules. I'm showing you, yes, they're going to be curved like this because they're in a tube. It does not affect their functionality at all, but don't be shocked when you pull them out and they look like this, because that's what they all look like. You're also going to get the big mat. You're going to get some extra chips. This pack of extra chips and pen, you're going to notice these characters that are on the table. They work in another version of Wits and Wagers. This is to upgrade that version of Wits and Wagers to give you enough chips to be able to play this game. If you already have Deluxe, you're going to have everything that you need. You're also going to get a set of these giant cards, which are appropriately sized to this game, and they give you the characters on both sides so that anything that uses the characters, you're going to learn about it in a minute, is all here where you can see it. Like I said, the backs also having the characters are very important because you're going to see in a moment. You need to know who is which character during the game. You're also going to get some of these. We learned in Wits and Wagers, we ask you to order around the median, and your non-gaming friends don't know what that means. So we've created these. Normally the game plays with 5 or more players. If you're going to play with 5 players, you just throw those down. You're only going to use the middle. If you play with 6, you're going to put it there, et cetera, et cetera. And all of that, once again, is explained in our tubular rule book. We are playing 4 people, which is not a normal number this game takes, but I'm going to jury-rig the table to work. So essentially what I'm going to do is this, I'm going to take one area to close off the middle. I'm going to close off the 5-to-1 there, and then I'm going to take the pink board, and I'm going to use the pink board to close off the other 5-to-1. Okay. Once again, normally this is a 5 or more game, just because the mat is so gosh darn big. Also, another note, if you have our friend Deluxe Wits and Wagers, you have orange chips that come in that game. This uses pink, so that is the only real weird change you have to deal with, is you're going to have pink betting, you're going to have orange betting chips, but a pink player board. Other than that, everything else works perfectly, and all the rest of the colors work fine. Okay, we're gonna jump in. Works exactly the same. I'm gonna read you a number question. You're trying to get as close as possible without going over, just like The Price is Right. Okay. If you take a look at the bottom, you're gonna see like a line of numbers. You're gonna see stacks of chips now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of left it so you could see it. Starting from starting from my right to your left, opposite as you watch this. If you get the first question closest without going over, you're going to win a $100 bonus. The second question is a $200 bonus. The third question is a $300 bonus. You're also going to use that to know where in the game we are. It works as a round tracker. Right. When you play Deluxe Wits and Wagers, you put the cards out and you have to kind of count the cards. With this, it is much easier. You just look down at the bottom and see exactly where in the game we are. All right. Okay? You also get in your package a brand new stack of questions. These are the Vegas questions. One note, we have one stack in there. These now have category titles. So I'm just going to kind of show you down here. If you take a look, they actually have a little icon that tells you what they are and what category they are. There is one category in here that is the not safe for work category called What Happens in Vegas. I would say this. Most of the questions are like PG-13, but for parents that are playing this game with your kids, just strip those out of the game. They're all going to look like this. They actually have like a stack of cards and some chips. Most of them are fine if you're playing with like 13, 14, 15-year-olds. But if you're the kind of person where you worry at all about the content of the questions, just take that stack, and it's a very small stack of, I think, 24 questions, and just take those out of the game. Everything else is perfectly fine. But we wanted to have some fun, and this was originally crowdfunded, and a lot of the folks that crowdfunded were like, we'd like to see what it looks like if you did those kinds of questions. So we did one small pack of questions there. But if that's not your thing, by all means, feel free to take them out. We're not going to be using any of them for the game that we're playing now.
Oh,
okay?
All right.
Question number 1. A favorite of mine, Bo Jackson, was the #1 draft pick for the 1986 NFL season. What number was he in the Major League Baseball draft of the same year? Once again, for football, he was the #1 pick. What pick number was he for baseball?
What pick number, not what was his number?
No, how was he picked in the draft?
Oh, okay.
So he was, for football, he was, and I'm going to add a little extra information because I love Bo Jackson so much. He was a Heisman Trophy winner that year, was the #1 pick for NFL. For Major League Baseball, what pick number was he? And baseball's crazy. They go to like 200 or 300. There's just, everybody and their sister gets to play baseball. At least gets to be picked up by a team. Okay, so let's flip them up. I'm guessing 83, 8, 3, and 10. So place those down. You're going to place them from smallest to largest. Okay, so you have 2 chips in your color. Just like you do in every Wits and Wagers game, you're allowed to bet those each and every time. You can bet them on yourself. You don't have to. You can bet them together. You do not have to. Also, on this game, just like on Deluxe Wits and Wagers, smaller than the smallest guess is available. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. I'm going to go there. I have like a real deep love of Bo Jackson.
Okay, makes sense.
His 30 for 30 might be one of the greatest sports documentaries ever made. Just as a note, so if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, I need something to watch after I watch the playthrough of Vegas Wits and Wagers, check out the Bo Jackson 30 for 30. It's pretty entertaining. Are all bets in? Okay, just like a roulette table, no more bets, please. Question number 1. Bo Jackson was the #1 pick for the 1986 NFL season. What number was he for the Major League Baseball draft of the same year? Fun fact, as a note, we learned this in the last video, we have facts on the back of the cards. They are always factual, they are sometimes fun. I feel like if I'm very enthusiastic about it, we'll just have more fun with it. So fun fact, Bo refused to play for the NFL team that season and played baseball instead.
Wow.
He was taken with the 105 pick. 105. So what we're going to do here is, I'm going to stand up for this, which I know all of you wanted to say.
Yep.
And okay, I was caught on my own foot. So you're going to take the money that came from the 1 spot, you're going to move that onto the person that got close without going over. Everything else works just like Wits and Wagers. So blue is going to get paid 400.
Hooray.
Purple is going to get paid 400. And I'm going to get paid 800. Because I bet 200 and it's 4-1. So pull your boards, pull your chips, pull your everything. Purple, purple, purple. I'm already standing, so I'll do that. Red goes to you. And we're moving on to question number 2.
Bo knows.
How are we with Cards Against Humanity around here? Is that a thing we've heard of?
I've
Oh,
played
yeah.
it
Is that a thing we've heard of?
Just a few times.
How much did Cards Against Humanity raise in their first Kickstarter campaign in 2012? Once again, how much did Cards Against Humanity raise in their first Kickstarter campaign in 2012? There's a number on my big giant card. Uh-oh. There's a lot of secure answers, and
I have
then
no idea.
also you. You are also here playing. Flip them up. I went for a cool 100,000. 23,789, 4.2 million, 50,000. So I believe it is 50. No, I'm sorry. 23, 50, 100, and 4.2 million.
Whew.
Okay, so if you won any cardboard last time, you are allowed to bet the cardboard, but it must be accompanied by one of your color chip. So you can only make 2 different bets. You're going here?
Yeah.
You got it. And let's see, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go here. That seemed like a very confident answer. All answers in? No more bets, please. Question number 2, how much did Cards Against Humanity raise in their first Kickstarter campaign in 2012? Fun fact, Cards Against Humanity once raised $100,000 to dig a giant hole in the ground. For their first Kickstarter, it was $15,570.
Oh man.
No way.
So it is smaller than the smallest guess. No one gets the money. No one gets, I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna throw that right there.
Wow.
And everybody
Dang.
pull back your chips if you bet anything.
I gotta go with my first gut instinct.
I understand. Pull them back, folks.
Can someone hand me my card, please?
Absolutely. There you go.
Thank you.
And there you go. And I will grab, that is yours, so I should not take that at all.
Probably
And
not.
this is mine. Okay. So we're moving on to question number 3. I'm now going to introduce the final part of the table to you, okay? So
right.
over here are all the characters.
Yes.
Normally you would start in question number 1 with this, but I wanted to make sure that everybody watching knew how Wits and Wagers works, okay? So we're going to introduce the rest of it. Over here, this is what's called a long shot bet. A long shot bet you can make on a player rather than on an answer. So, if I know you know this, I can bet you blind at 10 to 1 without seeing what you wrote.
Wow.
This also means if you happen to know something about anteaters, and I know you know anteaters, and you know I know you know anteaters, you can write an insane answer, hope that I'll long shot bet you, and then laugh at me when I fail.
Oh, so you have to write it before they write the answer.
We are going
You have
to
bet before.
Exactly. The structure of the game for
Okay.
Vegas is we write, we put them face down, just like
Yeah.
we've been doing.
Yeah.
Then the game stops. You now can make the long shot bet.
Oh.
So you've already written your answer, so you don't know that I'm going to bet on you, so you can't intentionally spike the
okay,
ball.
okay.
But you might spike the ball hoping you're going to see me do that. Okay? So this is the big change. There's one more change. If you take a look, there's the red and the black bet. Black lets you bet everything in the black area, red lets you bet everything in the red area. Okay? And it pays even money. So these are the changes in Vegas. You have the mats out there that block sections, you have the round tracker, and now I'm showing you everything else. You have red and black that lets you bet high or low, and you also have this long shot bet, okay?
All right.
So we're moving on to question number 3. How many days did it take at Katy Perry to get 100 million Twitter followers? And this is the actual Katy Perry. Sometimes when I do this at shows, people say, oh, is it like a dummy account? No, it's the real Katy Perry, because it's 100 million Twitter followers. It's a lot of folks. I'm gonna go with that. And now put them face down. We've been putting them face down up here. Just make sure nobody can see your answer. Because once again, we're adding all of the rest of the changes that Vegas has in it. The first 2 questions, I did exactly like Wits and Wagers so that everybody knows what that game looks like. And now these are your Vegas changes coming in, okay? Uh-oh, Rick is writing an awful lot. It's not an essay question, Rick.
It is today.
So long shots are available. You are only allowed to bet your base chips. You cannot bet any of your extra chips. So any of your cardboard that you've won cannot go there. This means that although you get the shot at 10 to 1, you are cutting down your options for making intelligent and educated wagers, okay? What I normally do is I like to open this up and then I do like a wrestling 3 count to get people in. If anyone bets, then I start the count over again, just so everybody had a full chance at 3 seconds to make that bet or not.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can't bet on yourself on that.
You are absolutely, you can bet on yourself, you can bet on someone else. I suggest you bet on someone in the game. And once again, that's why we have the cards that have the characters on the back, is so you can tell who's who.
All right.
Okay? So, long shots are available.
I'm going to bet on Tom Selleck.
There we go. 1, 2, 3. Now we reveal our answers. I went with 440.
Oh.
Just 5 days. Also just 5 days.
I put 14.
A fortnight or 14 days.
This
So,
guy.
now this is another change. If you already know Wits and Wagers, and if you take a look at the Wits and Wagers demo we did for Deluxe, you're going to see this happen when 2 people have the same answer. In Wits and Wagers, you stack them on top of each other. In Vegas Wits and Wagers, so this is even easier for your non-gaming friends, or potentially your inebriated friends at your party, you're just going to put them next to each other. So 5, 14, and 440. Here's what's going to happen. If 5 ends up being the correct answer, the closest without going over, both spots are going to be paid. when you wager, you should bet on the one with the better odds. You should bet the 4-to-1. You can also do this if you're playing with a lot of people that are just not really paying a lot of attention, or they are drinking or what have you. You can just kind of move their answers over to the 4-to-1, or you can just decide that it's a 4-to-1 payout. It should be.
Now, how does that work if we both get the answer right? How does the payout go for that?
You're going to take one stack from the table, from the 3 space. You're going to take an equal size stack from the chips in the main pool. And once again, that is covered in our tubular rule set right there. You will find we do take care of that question for you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Remember, you are allowed to bet your cardboard. Less than 5 days. 100 million followers.
Hey, I like to live dangerously.
Man.
I've never been good at Vegas.
I'm gonna go 14 because I think between 14 and 440 is a heck of a gap. Everybody, no? Everybody in?
All right?
Yeah.
No more bets, please. Question number 3. How many days did it take at Katy Perry to get 100 million Twitter followers? Fun fact! Katy Perry is the first person to ever cross the 100 million follower mark. And it took her 3,037 days. 3,000 days. So I am correct. This is going to get moved up and go there. We were looking for long shots. No long shot got paid. So those are just going to get thrown back on the board. And I think we can just throw everybody's chips back. I can take those cardboard chips with me. And that is also gone. Everybody can pull your chips, pull your bets, pull your everything. It's yours. You are red and I'm standing. So there you go. You are very welcome. And these go to me. As we move on.
Son of a gun.
Curses.
Question number 4. Once again, if you're ever curious where in the game we are, you can just look down and see which stack we're on. We've done 3 questions, so we're on question number 4. This one normally upsets people. Let's have some fun. Kim Kardashian was the highest paid American reality star in 2016. What was her income?
Oh, no.
Probably more than you think. I'm gonna do this thing.
Now, is this based just on the reality TV show, or is it based on her overall income, including merchandise and retail?
What the question says is, what was her income? It did not split anything apart.
Okay.
So all of the money that Kim Kardashian, professional famous person, made. I know. It gives everybody like a pit in their stomach feeling. Everybody in? Okay. Long shots are available.
I'll go Elvis.
Oh, that was the blurst of ideas.
I'm good.
Okay, anybody else? 1, 2, 3. Normally, I also, as a note for those of you that are watching in Internetsburg, I normally do that louder. I just know that it's going to hurt the microphones if I really bang on the table. Okay, so let's reveal. I decided $1 billion. 13 million, 3.5 million, 48 million doll hairs. So the billion is going to go up there, and that's going to go with all of Rick's money, which is gone now.
I'm still playing with this chip.
I understand. Well, you should have 2 of those.
Yeah,
Oh no, you bet one. I forgot you took the long shot.
Like a fool.
Like a...
I like the between 48 million and $1 billion.
Me too.
That seems like a good place to go. Once again, thing to remember about Wits and Wagers is it's as much about kind of playing the odds and playing the mathematical gaps as it is actually knowing anything. Knowing things helps, but it is not the end-all be-all in this game, which is why we've always referred to it as a trivia game for people who don't like trivia. And I would say Vegas is this fantastic mix of A, being like geek craps, because there's so many bets on here, but even compared to deluxe Wits and Wagers, there are some things that kind of ease new players in, like the red and black bet. We keep not taking them because I think we feel better and we like the odds out here, but you'll sometimes play with people that are really risk averse and they don't want to take any, I don't know if it's going to be 3.5 or 13, I'm not sure. They can just take red and it covers everything down there, and it kind of helps a lot of people get used to the spirit of what this game is.
Nice.
Any more bets? No more bets, please. Question number 4. Kim Kardashian was the highest paid American reality star in 2016. What was her income? Fun fact. 40%. Oh, it's.
Is it fun?
It's factual.
Yeah.
As I said,
We'll take it.
they're not always fun. They are always factual. 40% of her income was from the phone game Kim Kardashian Hollywood.
Ay.
She made $51 million.
Lordy.
51 million, the correct answer on that one. So what we're gonna do is this. We jump up, we move that there. We take a look. No one bet the long shot, so that's gone. This is not a right answer. Those are not right answers. And we can move those chips with them. Now we're gonna pay the chips on the table. $1, $2, $300. $1, $2, $300. $1, $2, $300, and $600.
Good old doll hairs.
Indeed. And everybody can collect your things. Look, Rick, you did so well.
I did. I was only, what?
You did so well in the Kim
I
Kardashian
was
question.
$3 million off. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. There we go.
Cute.
And I have one red chip on that.
You sure do.
Thank you so
That was
much.
the insane one that I was glad to see you bet.
Yep, crepes.
Moving on to question number 5. This pays $500 if you're the closest without going over. So brace yourselves, folks. This is where the real money comes from. What is the world record for the most knives thrown around a human target in 1 minute?
Whew.
You think I should know this one?
As I note, if you take a look at any of the questions, and I believe they're going to be up on the screen so you'll see, is in the bottom right of each question is the source. So if people say, well, where did you get a question like that? What could that possibly be? We're telling you it's coming from the Guinness Book of World Records 2017. So very recent check on this one. What's the world record for the most knives thrown around a human target in a minute? So like, it's got to be like one a second, right? Like it can't be more than that, can it? Like that seems reasonable.
1 second.
Like yeah, that seems. That would be with like a machine, like a machine gun
go with
knife
that.
throwing thing, right? Remember, put them face down, because we have the long shot bet.
Oh yeah.
Long shots are available. You're blue, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody else? 1.
Grams.
1.
Yeah, why not?
1.
Going in.
And you are allowed to bet
Ooh.
both of them, and you can bet them both in the same place, just like the regular board. 1, 2, pays 10 to 1. 3, I thought I could make some more commission off that. Here we go, folks. I went for 65. 23, 14, and 54. So I'm the far end on this.
All right. Yep, go ahead.
14, 23, and 54. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Everybody has 1 chip left.
Could you put that on grams, please?
Uh-oh. Rick acts like a man that knows this answer.
I did watch The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
Does that help?
No.
Oh.
I don't, maybe? I don't want to like flat tell you no. Meh.
I like that you drew on her hair.
Is everybody in?
Yeah.
No more bets, please.
I'm really nervous. Why am I so nervous?
I don't know. It's that game show thing. It's that game show thing does it.
What's gonna happen next?
What is the world record for the most knives thrown around a human target in 1 minute? Fun fact! Whoever's doing audio, Leona, brace yourself because of the fun fact. Because the fun fact is, just so you know, because I want you to realize I didn't do that just to hurt you. If you take a look,
It's there.
that actually is the fun fact.
Beautiful.
Is
Plus emoji.
For a
That you
correct
know.
answer, 144 knives, a full gross in 1 minute. Yeah, that's horrifying, isn't it?
That's
That
accurate
is-
fun fact.
Yeah, that is a very accurate
a
fun
second.
fact. So, it sure is. I have to imagine like a knife throwing gun,
I
like
guess I
a
could.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
like I don't. That just
I mean,
that was too much of a
somebody's
workout
handing
for
them
me.
the knives.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
that's got to be like
dangerous.
something
Yeah.
behind them.
Yeah. Oh
So
man.
there we go. That comes to me just because I was the highest, and nobody bet on me because you were reasonable, and you shouldn't have bet on me. Because my answer, I think, was kind of insane. But
Right.
no, it was
Wow.
not off base enough. There we go. There we go. And that, I believe, does
Ouch.
that.
Yeah.
I just lost all my money again.
You sure
I
did.
at least want to have steak one.
There you go. There you go. And I will take
Well, I mean,
$500
if
for
this
just.
is Vegas. You really only need like $4.25.
There you go.
Oh, I remember when you could still buy a $4.25 steak. Because I'm old. Because I'm old. I remember walking down. There was a thing you could do. You shouldn't, though, kids. Okay, I know you're comic book folks. So we're gonna make a comic book question.
Oh crap.
crap.
Yeah.
This one I think now, every once in a while we have one that I think is kind of gettable. I think this is kind of a gettable question. In what year did Batman first appear on the movie screen?
Oh.
What year did Batman first appear on the movie screen? I'll let you know a fun fact about myself. You may not have wanted, but you're gonna get. I have a Batman leg tattoo.
Cool.
Yeah. Nice. So then, all the way to the hand too. And I'd actually seen earlier, I wanted to say something about it and then forgot. Okay, so then we're both very reasonable
Wait,
here.
Batman. Okay, wait.
What year did Batman first appear on the movie screen?
Did that air?
I feel pretty good about this one. Yeah. I feel pretty good.
Okay. Because we all know it wasn't the that guy that played Batman.
And what probably wasn't the other guy that played Batman.
Or that other person.
And it probably wasn't the other, and it wasn't the guy that just
It wasn't-
talked like
And
Batman.
it wasn't 89, which is...
No, probably wasn't that guy.
No, probably wasn't that guy.
Yeah, so probably wasn't that dude or the dude after.
Right.
Or the current dude.
Right.
Or the cartoon dude.
Indeed.
Or the other cartoon dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I was saying.
Long shots are available, ladies and gentlemen. One. Uh-oh.
I'm going to go on me as well.
Make it a triple.
You're lemmings. That's what you are.
Yep. Woo!
I'm gonna bet myself just
Wow.
in defiance.
As you should.
In defiance of what you're doing.
All right.
1, 2, 3. What'd you got? I went 1927. 56, 71, and 60. So I have that. You have this one. 1960, 1971. So here's a big move. This is one. I want to put the whole stack there.
Whoa.
Hot dag.
I know.
Huh.
I know. That's confidence.
Yeah. That's pretty confident.
That's pretty confident.
Yeah.
What I'm going to find is that that's still the wrong answer, but at least I was confident about it.
Yeah. You went out there with the power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, when I lose, you're going to remember that one question where Bruce was really confident about it? That was a thing. Place your bets, folks. Red and black are available.
I'm going to do that. Because I could use 100.
I understand. Uh-oh. Now remember, folks, in your copy of Deluxe Wits and Wagers, you did have an hourglass. So if anybody is playing slow, you can just turn the hourglass over. I don't think you normally need to. I don't really like to do it. But for a lot of tables.
Probably need to.
And that's the thing, I've been to a lot of places, because I always say that, like, well, I don't like to do it.
My
And then,
teenager would
you
take
know,
a really
and then I'll go somewhere and someone will start, especially at game shows, because I'll do this
Yeah.
for a lot of people, is they'll start figuring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh, it's
Yeah.
figuring time. Like any day now, any day. No, give me a second. So the cubic mass
Oh,
of
geez.
Batman is,
Divided by Robin. Carry the.
okay, so wait a minute. What year did Harley Quinn come out? That's not the question!
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I digress though. All bets in?
Yeah.
No more bets, please. Question number 6 of our 7-question game, marked by the board.
I feel like I'm about to be shamed.
In what year did Batman first appear on the movie screen? Fun fact, Batman has been portrayed by 8 different actors across 13 different movies. First appearance, 1943. 1943, the correct answer on that one. So, let's see what we do here.
You know what I wrote?
So, 10 to 1.
43.
Oh my god.
Then let me come out there and pay that. That gets paid 100. That gets paid 200. You come here. That marks the right answer. And then that is just a bunch.
I'm not going to tell you what mine was. 'Cause,
Good lord.
again, I should have gone with my first instinct.
Yeah.
$9,600 is what that pays off. So there's an interesting rule. And actually, it's the only rule I have ever written that's made it into a board game. Is if you have any reason that you cannot pay off the chips on the table, you are allowed to take any personal item and use it. So I'm going to use that as a $10,000 marker. So my watch is worth $10,000 in Wits and Wagers money. If you're playing with Deluxe Wits and Wagers, you're going to have plenty. If you're playing with some of the other versions, you're not. So I'm just going to show you that that's a rule because I'm really proud I wrote that rule, and it's the only like professional rule I've ever written. So I'm just super happy about it, and I'm stoked I get to do it. We're moving on to our 7th and final question. Remember, the $10,000 watch sits right here. Sorry. I usually pay purple in games, so I always naturally grab purple. Final question. Oh, I like this one. This is a fun one. The average human being, you, me, him,
Are we
everybody
average?
over there. I think in the sense of this question,
Oh, okay.
we are average. The
Okay.
average human, this dude, everybody, contains 23 cups of blood. How many mosquitoes would it take to drain them of blood?
Ooh.
23 cups of blood, all of us at home, all of you out there watching this, 23 cups of blood, every one of you. How many mosquitoes would it take to drain a person of blood? That's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
As you should.
I think I kind of want to bet the watch because I feel naked without a watch on. It's more for comfort, I think, than it is for strategy. Oh, I didn't do the thing I should have done. As I look back, this will have been a mistake. When I look back at this game and I watch it over and over again, crying at my computer about this particular
Can you
moment.
put this on the sheriff or the cowboy?
Blue. Blue it is. Long shots are available. 1, 2, 3. Flip them up, folks. I'm going to say 400,000. 537,012, 13,001, and a billion mosquitoes.
1
Billion.
1 billion mosquitoes.
So let's see, 13 and 53 and 400,000 and a
That way.
billion.
That would go.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That is where it would go. Place your bets, folks. I feel like you have to be right, don't you, Natasha? That's got to be the right answer, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna bet on
It's
myself.
between 537
very
and
specific.
a billion.
Yeah.
I want to bet more chips. I want to just bet like a thing. But that feels like it would be kind of a jerk move because it's so much.
Well, it is the last question.
You know what is the
And
last
you
question?
are-
I'm going to bet the watch and my 2 chips.
Wow.
So that's 10,200. Let me do this. Let me put 800 more to make it an even 11,000 so that I can do the math easier.
There you
Show
go.
off.
That is Bruce, the contestant, helping out Bruce, the person running the game. So there's my watch and enough to get me to a cool 11 Gs. Anybody else? Any more bets?
I don't have any more chips.
No more bets, please. Final question of the game. The average human, every one of you at home, contains 23 cups of blood. Don't check, just trust me. How many mosquitoes would it take to drain him of blood? Fun fact, mosquitoes with malaria, parentheses, kill more humans each year than any animal on Earth.
Wow.
It's kind of a, I would
an
say that's sort of like,
insect,
the,
But what kind of mosquito?
Yeah.
Is it an Aedes aegypti or an Anopheles?
Lord.
bless you. Are those even all mosquitoes, or are you just throwing Hymenopteras at me?
Maybe.
Trying to convince me that they're mosquitoes, thinking I don't know the difference. Like, I don't know from Hymenopteras.
Maybe.
The correct answer is 1.1 million.
Wow.
1.1 million, the correct answer.
Do we have to count this out? Because it's obvious.
Well, that's going to move here.
I wonder
definitely
who
won this one,
won.
but I do want to show you all how exactly this works. So this is going to come up and pay off that answer.
Yeah,
The long shot pays $1,000.
Boom.
And then
Steak.
this all gets paid 3 to 1. So I'm going to pay that 3 to 1, and then that's $33,000. And I won this one with a lot and 3 Swatch watches. So there you go. That is a Vegas Wits and Wagers. So it adds a whole ton to the game. It really, I think, takes this experience, if you like the gambling aspects of this experience, and really moves it to the next level.
It's totally chance, too. I mean, like.
Well, it's not totally chance, which
well,
is
I
what's
mean,
cool
like-
about it. You have some control of it
Yeah.
because you're giving answers. You're generating the board. As we said on every version of Wits and Wagers, plays is few. This version really should play with 5. We showed it's perfectly playable at 4.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can't play it at 4. We just didn't necessarily put enough of these in there for 4 because not a lot of people play this at 4. You normally play it at bigger numbers. Can comfortably play from 5 to 21. Once again, you certainly can play more. Another neat feature about this is in a video that we just recorded before this, we talked about, once again, Deluxe Edition Wits and Wagers. If you saw this and you say, hey, Bruce, because you know who I am, you're talking to your computer, hey, Bruce, I love the cool mat, but I don't really like the additions to the game. I understand that you like them and I think they're fun, but I don't know that my grandmother wants to play with those changes. So if you take a look, the other side of the board actually is the Deluxe Wits and Wagers mat.
Nice.
So if you get this, you essentially get 2 versions of the game. So you get the big, super honkin' big mat with the version of the game that you're used to. You get all the new changes that make Vegas Wits and Wagers Vegas Wits and Wagers. You get a new pack of question cards with all kinds of categorized questions in it. You get the big giant boards. You're gonna get some more chips if you have another gambling version of the game that is not the deluxe version. We're not gonna hold that against you. This gives you extra chips and extra pieces to be able to play with all of that, and an extra dry erase pen.
Nice.
Once again, it also comes in this big tube. So when you see this in the store, don't be, oh my goodness, what's that giant tube? It had to be a giant tube because it is this giant game board that is really cool. And it really, if you're doing a party for your family, or you're doing New Year's Eve, or you're doing Thanksgiving, or any kind of get together, when you put this on the table, it says, we are about to play a big game. Bring the whole family over. Bring all the friends. 14 people can play at this, and you don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. You don't feel weird. You're not like, oh, it's 14 people. You don't feel smushed. It doesn't feel small. Same thing if you're at sort of a small convention and you want to run a game, this feels like a con game. And it's the kind of thing that you can buy in the store, and it gives you that big con game feel. Like when you go to something like Gen Con, you see, like Giant Catan and Giant King of Tokyo, and you see these big, hugified versions of games. If you want to bring that to your local convention, or you were to bring that to your house, that's exactly what Vegas Wits and Wagers can do.
I have to say, in travel-wise, this is great. Like having being able to put everything in here, convenient. So I mean, imagine the size board box that would have to be in for a game like that. I love that it comes in something like this. As somebody who has a ton of board games at home, storage-wise, when you pulled this out, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Yeah. It's I could easily just put it right in there and not have it get messed up or lost or,
Exactly. Plus,
else.
with it being of a cloth nature, if you just want to kind of fold it into quarters and throw it in your bag, if you want to roll it up and kind of strap it to the top of a backpack or something, it'll do all of that. It doesn't have a problem with that. It is neoprene, so it's almost like a dive suit, and it's like that kind of thick dive suit neoprene. So if you're used to these sorts of boards, and you say, I don't know, but it might be a little thin. This is really and nice. It's not just that I work for North Star, it's that I see a lot of these. I have a lot of these for games. This is the thickest one of these boards that I've ever seen that was made for a game. This is the same thickness you'd see for the ones that are kind of custom made for tables. It's generally that size. So it's gonna hold up. It's gonna be a cool, durable piece that you're gonna be able to use for years and years and years. It's just a super neat piece, and I certainly hope at your friendly local game store you check it out because, we think we've done a really neat thing here with a game. Wits and Wagers has been around for over a decade, so we really wanted to add some stuff to it to say, we didn't just make the board. We didn't just give you a big board. We gave you a brand new way to play that feels brand new and feels fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that you talk about, just how durable this is, Natasha has a mat over there that is much thinner. And
it's thinner than my mouse pad, which is usually what you get.
Super quality.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with these boards that are. There's nothing, they're perfectly serviceable and functional. They look good on the table. Yeah. But when you see that, we want people to understand that's kind of the hardest thing when you're at your local game store and you just see this big tube. You're like, what am I getting? What am I looking at? This is
a poster?
Is it a poster?
Yeah.
I mean, is it just going to be a rolled up poster in there that I'm supposed to play this game on?
Yeah.
No, it is absolutely one of the best sort of secondary game boards that I think may have ever been made to this point. Now, I'm sure someone will figure something out in the future, but right now where we are, it is just such a good quality, and that's what we kind of joked about, was we wanted to see if the company that made it for them, that printed them for us, would make a dive suit of all of these game boards printed on it, because it's definitely...
Fun cosplay, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. So yeah, it's super cool. If you want to check this out, you want to check all of our games out, all the versions of Wits and Wagers, all that great stuff, you can find us at northstargames.com. We're also all over social media as North Star Games, just about anywhere on social media that you would look. If you want to learn about our games before they come out, please go to the website at northstargames.com and join our mailing list. We would love to have you. Once again, I'm Bruce from North Star Games.
I'm Natasha.
I'm Thea.
And I'm Rick.
And thank you so much for watching.